This is the first time I've ever seen Villy LaRue with white hair. There's no excuse for the Bulls losing this game. But when they got that card in the middle of the game, it really set them back. I think more and more now in the modern game, it seems like the referees are so Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to be discussing the URC. URC round 5 wrapped up this weekend, and I don't think I just have a few things. I didn't watch all of the games. I tried the best that I could, but I just want to mention, before we go, that this is the first time I've ever seen Villy LaRue with white hair. Yeah, because that's actually what happened. They kicked off the round 5 action with the Bulls taking on Glasgow. Glasgow was at home, and it did feel like a surreal performance at the time, because when Glasgow, the Bulls were playing away. There's no excuse for the Bulls losing this game. But there was maybe a slight when they got that card in the middle of the game, it really set them back. And a lot I think has been said about rugby, but I think more and more now in the modern game, it seems like the referees are so important for the outcome of the match, and it just kills the sport. It's a big problem. It has nothing to do with Villy LaRue's white hair. Nothing to do with that. Amazing performance. Take nothing away from Glasgow. They hit the Bulls and they hit them well. It did feel like at some point when they were leading 12 points to 7 that they were going to wrestle the game away. But man, shout out to Hastings. Hastings played a blinder of the game. Jack Dempsey also played very, very well. Just guys that were willing to front up to the Bulls physically. And they made way less errors than the Bulls, which is why they only scored 21 points. But it was enough to better them on Friday. So the Lions had that early kickoff. And, I'm happy to say that, I don't know if they watched the last video, but there was more than 5 people in the stadium this time. It still kind of was empty, which, we might talk about that down the road. But, the Lions put 49 points past Ulster, and 49 points to 31. It just seems like Ulster was struggling in the Highveld. They just could not deal with the weather. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but the Lions just played a quicker game, and they just seemed to be on attack far more superior. Because on defense, they were lacking. Ulster scored 31 points as well, so it means they were just going blow for blow. Very good game. Ellis Park, great atmosphere with the few people that did come through. The Sharks finally edged the Scarlets' first victory in the URC, and it's just one of those things where I'm just like, Plumtree, finally. With all the Springboks that you had in your squad, you finally got something going. And shout out to the Sharks. They look good. Sia scored, I believe, again. And some great standout performances. The Sharks have just so much firepower. But only 29 points. I thought it should have been more. But they were playing at home. So I'm taking nothing away from them. But if you did play Scarlet, if you take that same performance when Scarlets are playing at home, I'm not sure if you take that. Leinster really had something to prove this weekend, and they proved it. They proved that they're still in the mix. They proved that they're still a top club in Ireland, and most importantly, they proved that their sponsor should stay. Because they beat Zebre up like they were losing sponsorships left, right, and center. Zebra put up a fight, but again, I guess maybe it speaks to the fact that they scored 26 points. It still speaks to the fact that Leinster still have a lot to work on, namely defense. But on offense, they just looked unbeatable. Benetton played the Stormers in a game which I expected the Stormers to win, and they did. 31 points to 16. I'm not sure if that was the margin, but fair play to them. The Stormers were playing away from home, which is always a tricky thing, but they held their nerve and they got the job done. Dragons played Ospreys to a draw, which surprised me because those two teams, both mediocre. No, that's not fair. Not fair to the Ospreys. To the Dragons, yes. The Dragons have been disappointing time and time again in this competition. I mean, but there's nothing that can be done. I guess they can pay the fees, so they're still in the competition. Munster edged out Connacht in a game which Connacht 2 weeks, 2 slight losses. They must be gutted. At this point, they must be just thinking to themselves that the gods are not with them. Cardiff played Edinburgh, and they also edged Edinburgh, and which leaves the URC competition looking really, really good. I mean, log-wise, we can check out the log right now. Let's see if we can check out the log. By the way, I do think that the players adding the South African nations has actually deepened how well the URC is basically transformed the competition into like an opportunity for all these Irish players, these Irish players, the UK players, the UK based players to get some more game time in South Africa. So I'm thinking if Ireland tour, or if Scotland tour, Wales tour, England tour, South Africa, the games are gonna be a lot closer than people give them credit for, because now they're getting used to playing in that beltering sun. The DHL Stormers lead the log, and that points differential is, 39 points is what they've conceded all season. It's an amazing season, but it is also a season that very, very you have to note this, they have played easy competition to begin with. It's gonna get tougher. Beating Leinster was the one highlight, but they did beat them at home. So when they then come back to play them in Ireland, it's gonna be interesting to see what will happen there. They've played 5, won 5, lost nothing, drew nothing, and they have 118 points plus. Munster is second. They've also gone through a similar type of thing, so it'd be interesting to see the table topping game at some point. Glasgow are third, Cardiff fourth, Ulster fifth, with the Vodacom Bulls finishing the top 6. Leinster are seventh with their win finally, but they only have 2 wins and they have 3 losses, and it's like still early days. Obviously the log's gonna shape up the way that it shapes up. The Lions have finally made it into the top 8 with Zebre Palmer on 9th, Benetton 10th, and Edinburgh 11th, Connacht 12th, and then we have the Hollywood Beth Sharks 13 with all those Springboks. I think they have more Springboks than they are number on the log right now. They must have 16, 17, something like that. Ospreys 14, Dragons 15, Scarlets 16. And I think maybe it's also good to look at a few stats. In terms of stats, we look at the Glasgow Warriors have 100 it's interesting to see. I want to see the Stormers stats. They have 157 points scored, and they have 20 tries. They have 45 offloads, but close to 1,700 meters, 1,700 meters. Defenders beaten, clean breaks 39. So I mean, this is the one thing that I'm very happy that rugby is starting to do. They're starting to do this thing where they collect stats, because stats are very, very important, so that you can take your stats to a club so that people know what you are about. It will actually make the game more expansive. People can talk more about it, and also it gives an opportunity for people to bet on these games properly, because most of the times people don't know what they do. They go there like, oh, I just like the way that Benetton sounds, and then they click on Benetton. Next week when they lose, they don't know what happened. It was a nice name. No, that's not how you place your bets. Kind of have to look at stats, and it would make people more prone. And when the money comes, the sponsorship comes. The game gets bigger. We're all happy. Leading point scorer Yuri Matia, no surprise there. Ulster Nathan Doak having an amazing season as well, and Jacob Umanga for Benetton. And then you have Louis Leich, who by the way is playing a phenomenal season. Keegan Johannes has 30 points, and successful carries. You must have Aluin Lawrence with 83 successful carries. Ruan Fenter has been an amazing beast for the Lions. And then we have Simone Tuipulotu. Then we have Sean Jansen, and then Aaron Warwhite to end the top 5. On defense, we've had some amazing people on defense. Yandre Rudolph has 7 turnovers, but is tied with Mikos Spagiolo. So Benetton are playing good rugby this season. They have some standout players, but I'm guessing they need to get a team performance going so that they can climb up further into the log. Then we have Locatelli and Taylor and Thomas. Wow, Locatelli and Taylor, still early days. 6 turnovers, 5 turnovers. You could get that in a game and be in the in the top log for that. Then we have tackle success. I mean, 100%. This is always it's an interesting statistic. Kicking success, conversion scored. And then we have discipline, red cards, Mapimpi leading the pack there with that the red card that he got. And then the yellow cards, they even have lineouts here. They have the lineouts 1 and the lineout steals. Johnny Matthews having an amazing season. I mean, 55 lineouts, very, very, very good. Lineout steals, we have Sam Skinner and Alex Sikora. Both Sikora has always been amazing, and I've always thought that his combination with I believe Archie Sneeman, one of the best 4-5 combinations right now. Ben Jason Dixon there in the mix somewhere. And so, I mean, stats, it's good that they're starting to collect stats. Very, very very important, so that no one gets snubbed. It's even good when you're trying to give people awards later on in the season. But guys, I'm very, very excited. Maybe let's check out the match center so we can see the games coming up in the upcoming round. It might be very mouth-watering to check out these games. So Ulster and Benetton have the early kickoff on Friday. Actually, there's 2 games on Friday. Ulster play Benetton and Dragons play Leinster. Same time there. I'm guessing I'm gonna be watching Leinster to see, maybe I might watch the Benetton game, because I am also interested in what Benetton are cooking up. But on Saturday, this is when it gets interesting, because now it's an all South African affair. Vodacom Bulls taking on Lions at Loftus Versfeld. It's gonna be an early kickoff at 1. Watch how many more fans there are gonna be for the Bulls more than the Lions. Zebra Palmer taking on Cardiff at 2, and then we have Munster taking on the DHL Stormers. It's gonna be a mouth-watering clash. Right now, top of the table stuff at Tormund Park. Tormund Forgive me for saying it wrong. Edinburgh take on the Ospreys at Hive Park. Connacht take on the Hollywood Best Shark in the late kickoff. It'll be interesting to see what the Hollywood Best Sharks do. I believe Plumtree has left the Sharks. I'm not sure if this has been confirmed or not, but I saw, but YouTube be lying. These days you just see a lot of news articles. But it'll be interesting to see what they do, because now they have all their Springboks going over for international duty. Scarlets are taking on the Glasgow Warriors at Park Y Scarlets, and then in round 7. Okay, so that is the round 6 clashes to end off the week. And it's been a very interesting week. The URC is shaping up to be, it's gonna be a good tournament. Hopefully my team, DHL Stormers, manages to hold on to that number 1 position. But there are obviously some threats. Leinster starting to wake up, other teams are gonna be definitely storming for that number 1 spot. But maybe let me know in the comment section who's been your standout players. We've had 5 rounds so far. Which players have been standout, defense or offense? I don't discriminate. I actually think defense is way more important. But these guys, they love the flash, they love the hair gel, and all the tries being scored. But defense is also important to winning. Defense is offense for some teams in rugby. And thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what else you want me to cover rugby terms. The international series is coming up, so I am going to be reacting to some of the games. I believe the Barbarians will be taking on, I'm not sure what team they're taking on. They have a game this weekend, so we might just review that and talk about that as well. Thank you so much, and good night.